All right, hello everybody, it's Known Fact, and here is our final part of our Earthbound playthrough. Yes, the playthrough that's taken so long. Hello, Apple Kid. Basically, Apple Kid is setting up the plot right now that all of the smart people are gathering around Dr. Andronaut. And, oh no! Hey, what are you doing to me? Everyone's gotten kidnapped. So, just in time, an orange kid calls and to say he's still working on his dumbass invention. By the way, Apple Kid never came back, and he has the book you need on him. So even if you didn't want to rescue him, you have to in order to progress. All right, so we're going to get our ass out of here. We will have to come back to the swamp once we get the book, but good riddance for now. So yeah, this is going to be our final part of the playthrough. Sorry, I needed a little gap there. Let me just say, I'll just say right up, I think the back, like 10% of Earthbound is definitely the strongest part of it. And we'll see that when we get to it. But for now, we need to rescue these scientists. Tony's missing too. I don't know if he was the one that was Jeff's, like, genius friend or not, or if he was just his regular friend, but he got kidnapped. And already the newlyweds, I think she just saying her husband hangs out with Tessie. And then there's Apple Kid's rat, or mouse, or whatever he is. Anyway, he's telling us the details of people being kidnapped. And we got the eraser, which we could have gone into Stonehenge earlier, but this eraser was in the way. So we don't need the pencil eraser, we need the eraser in order to get rid of this. So we were item blocked from going into this dungeon for a while. So this is the dungeon that's under Stonehenge here, right above Dr. Andronaut's lab. And if I had went right here, I would have gotten Pooh's weapon, his like one weapon in the game. I didn't know which way was progress. I thought down would be the secondary route. And before I knew it, I got way too far out. So I play the game without the cool samurai sword that Pooh could have. And we have actual fights against Starmen now. So yes, we are getting into the end game because Starman was kind of used as an enemy to intimidate us in the early game. And now he's just part of the regular encounters going forward. A rare case to use some sci-fire on enemies that are actually strong enough to warrant to use it. So I start blasting. But a shield stopped it. So these enemies are using shields now too. So the shield killer has a use. If you don't just want to just go around it and do other stuff with the same turn. A good old smash. And this is one of those exploding enemies, and it does a ton of damage. But if you can end the fight very quickly after it explodes, it won't do its full damage, basically. I think I failed to do that, though. But it's something to keep in mind. Saves exploding enemies for last, so that you can end the fight before they're full damage. And this dungeon's got a cool little flashing area we can go through. It's not super long, but like, you know. And at the end of it, we find all the smart people along with some just random people. A Mr. Saturn, a hippie. Some dude doesn't even know why he's been kidnapped. Apple Kid, Dr. Andronaut. In test tubes. And it doesn't seem like they're doing very well. So, you have to pick up that sword for Pooh before you fight this enemy. If you do that, fight him first, then you can't go back and get it. Which I didn't understand that to be the case. So that's why I never picked that up. So we're gonna fight the Starman Deluxe. He's got spikes. Seems like a fight worthy of a sudden guts pill. And why not? Use a bag of Dragonite, that's pretty strong. I find Pooh is pretty good for putting up shields, honestly, if you want everyone else to be on the offense. But he can pivot to do most things. He's got a revival as well. Boom, fire-breathing dragon. As you can see, the Starman's actually doing some work here. I'm trying to make my selections fast enough to heal her before I don't think she would die, but I think she would be very low. Never mind. Oh, wait, she would have died. I caught her. So there's our first instance, I think, of stopping a knockout by mashing through the menus quick enough. But we're not going to do it a second time. There's a smash. So the smash clearly ignores the enemy's defense. It does more than a regular multiplier. And that powers down everything and, you know, lets everybody out. Good stuff. The base has ceased functioning. As I'm looking for which of the healing spells is the one that revives. I think I don't realize for a second that it has to be, Pooh. There we go. And Mr. Saturn greets us as we come out. And there's the researcher from... That's the other one. The guy that's researching Tessie. And Apple Kid, who can give us the book. There's a 7% chance we would have rescued him, he thought. No, wait, he returned it to the library. We didn't even need to rescue him. Oh boy. Dr. Andonaut. So now they're going back to working on that phase distorter thing they mentioned before. There's Tony. Guy was just a farmer they kidnapped. And a hippie they kidnapped. So we're gonna go do a teleport once we're outside the dungeon. Bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna go to the Onet library. The Barbie. If I can remember where it is. Come back in the year 2001 to return it. So the book is on this bookshelf here, over on the corner. Boom. And now we can go back to the Tenda tribe at the swamp. Bada bing, bada boom, here we go. And thankfully we can teleport right to the entrance to their cave. We don't have to do the whole swamp. And you don't give this to the guy by the rock, you actually want to give the book to the leader at the table. But I don't think I realized that right away. Shy. So yeah, the book has to be used on the leader, not this guy. Idiot. Past me being a freaking idiot. And then we use the item. He's gonna gather and read it to everybody. The leader of the Tenda tribe read overcoming shyness to everyone. Here's some Tenda kraut. It stinks but tastes wonderful. Thanks, dude. And now... Oh my god, photography. Cool, thanks, man. No. Are you sure this is the correct player's name? So they're checking for the third time. Hey, is your player name known? Yes. So now the Tenda tribe will actually talk to you. The guy with the little trade shop, he wants horns of life. He'll give you items on a descending list for each one you bring him. I didn't understand that's how it worked at first. And guess what? The Hall of Fame bat, it's worse than the item you would have by the time you've got enough horns of life to give to him. So it's a complete waste of time. My power. Awe-inspiring. And then there's just a rock here. And he says, hey, go find another talking rock. In the lost underworld. So then there's this dungeon. It's just another cave dungeon. We find another talking rock. No biggie. And there is a sanctuary boss. And it's Electro Spectre. And he looks like he's having a good old time, doesn't he? He's got that psytrance going on, too. This is the song that's used for the psychedelic mushroom in Everhood, isn't it? Like the main synth they're using here with the main arpeggiated synth, it's the same one, is what I'm trying to say. Even the way it goes to just using that synth near the end of it, yeah, that's definitely what they were going for in Everhood. So yeah, that did like 2,225 damage. So you can see why those are worth the money, right? Just insane. Insane damage. But Paula got knocked out. This guy is hitting hard. Is in fact hitting very hard. Paula got revived, but I didn't realize this, but the HP ticks up too. So your healing spell might not be as effective as you think. If you have to wait for a healing spell, but you have to rush if someone's got a big hit. It's very weird. I don't know. I don't think I'm a very big fan of the rolling HP system. I don't find it very tactically interesting. Just kind of annoying, to be honest. I mean, I'll give them props for trying something, but I don't think it's entirely successful. Maybe they'll get it down for Mother 3. think it has to do with the rolling rates, right? The rolling rates are so fast that it doesn't matter until very late game when you have enough HP that there's like hundreds for it to roll through. This is a fun little soundstone room. There's more going on with it than the other ones. I'm Ness. It's been a long road getting here. Soon I'll be. What will happen to us? What's happening? My thoughts are being written out on the wall. Where are they? Is that what Ness is thinking? Or is it just writing on the wall to make you think that's what Ness is thinking? I don't know. Ness saw a vision of his father holding him. Ness's soundstone recorded the melody of Lumen Hall. So if it hasn't become increasingly obvious, these are like pre-long-term memory moments that he's feeling in the soundstone, right? Like baby moments, toddler moments before he had long-term memory. And we end up in this underworld that's big. And we're little. And we move so slowly through this map. Oh my god. It'd be really cool if we didn't move this slow. There are dinosaurs around here to fight as well. But you have to go quite a ways down here, and boy, does it take forever to go at normal speed. So I just stopped going at normal speed. Cool, a dinosaur. Let's kick its ass. Wet nososaur. The dog dinosaur. So yeah, I start using the speed up down here because I hate the pace. Wow, we're auto-killing. Oh no, it was green. I thought we were gonna get an auto-kill on the dinosaur, which would be kind of cool. Nope, we got a surprise round though, which is nice. So basically, these are the equivalent of towns down here. These little enclosures. And there's these springs that go up and they restore HP or PP depending on their color. Or they might remove status effects. It might be one of those. Hard for me to remember. Here, he's saying it right here. Red ones get rid of status effects. So eventually we run into what's clearly an actual village, and they smell the Tendakraut on you, so they know you're a friend and let you in. Why don't you go see our talkative mystery rock? So this mystery rock is basic. So I think there's a version of playing through this game where you don't do any of that side stuff we did in the last episode, and you just did the minimum to get the scientist kidnapped to get the shyness book, and then this rock that I will talk to in a second here, he's basically going to tell you where all of the soundstone locations are. Which is, you know, doesn't mean much if you've gotten all of them but the last one. But if you hadn't been doing all that side trip stuff, checking out all the locations, maybe you'd have 2 or 3 more of them to still get when you came here. Take some notes. Ready? You're the chosen one. Your destiny is not only yours, it's the destiny of the whole universe. Do you remember Giant Step? That is one of your sanctuary. A spot which gives you power and allows you to realize all your skills. There was a monster that protected it. That monster was influenced by the power of the place. You must have beaten those monsters. You must reach all 8 of the power spots. And when the Soundstone has it, you can finally see your world. Here's where all the spots are. Giant Step. Lilliput Steps. I guess some of these we could have even not done. Some of these earlier ones, we could have just not went into those areas. Rainy Circle, found by Jeff and Winters. Magnet Hill at the edge of the city of Forsyth. Pink Cloud, which Pooh knows. And Lumen Hole, where the shining lichen lives in the cave. A new place is now going to be opened up to you, the Fire Spring, located southwest of here. So I think maybe you might need all of them in order to get to that one, or you might just need to encounter him. It's one or the other. Anyway, we go down there, and it's a magma volcano dungeon, which is the cave dungeon, but at least a little bit more interesting. There's a lot of verticality to this area. And we're just fighting these fire-based enemies and stuff. Just dudes on fire, basically. The enemies are psychic, though. They're actually casting, like, our Psi-Fire spells, which is interesting. There are a lot of enemies in the game do that. Also, they're kind of dodgy. And here we go, the final Sanctuary boss. This one's actually pretty tough. It's Carbon Dog. He sure looks like it. So we're just gonna launch at him with our hardest hitting shit. Like usual. Probably not gonna use Psi-Fire on him. Yeah, why not throw a multi-bottle rocket? Why not? Now, Jeff has got this haunted status effect, which I could not figure out a way to get rid of. I feel like I tried all of the healing spells and none of them seemed to do it. I put up a power shield. Even the ghost gets protected, which is funny. Bam, bam. So we made him lose a turn there. That was some good fortune. Ooh, a smash. Now that's all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he gave off a rainbow of colors. Under pressure, he turned into Diamond Dog, which reflects a bunch of shit. Very high stats. So I believe we cannot use physical attacks on it anymore. I believe physical attacks are reflected. Go for Starstorm. Freeze Omega. Hey. bit of healing. There's the bottle rocket. Does absolutely insane damage, but the power shield does reflect, and Jeff has like 1,000 damage ticking him down right now, which we will try to heal before he dies. So Jeff can't do much at all but defend because all his stuff's physical. Can we heal Jeff before he dies? Doesn't matter, we won the fight. All right, good stuff. And here's our final sanctuary. Ness had the feeling that he was being watched by himself as a baby. Okay, that adds up to what we've seen before. And here's the Soundstone menu actually playing out now. Looks like Magnet Hill was the one they wanted us to get first. Huh. I think that maybe that was the order we went. And then we get ourselves a little cutscene here. But what is going on? I just realized something, and I'll bring this up when we get to it later in the video here. This little map is, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Ness. I think Ness is the right name for him. Ness, he smiled just from hearing his own name. You think he likes his name? Try putting that red cap on him. It's too big, but it looks good on him. I hope King won't be jealous of the baby. Let's celebrate with some steak. This baby will grow up to be a hard worker just like you. I don't think he needs to be rich or famous. But I want him to be a thoughtful, strong boy. That's odd. The baby bottle that he pointed at seemed to move a little bit. So the Soundstone is like a memory from when he's a baby, when he first developed his psychic abilities. Even the ones that sounded like adult stuff, like, hey, you smell your favorite food. That's because it's the mom and dad talking about, you know, cooking while he's in the cradle. So then we get to this game's version of Magicant, which is a bit different from the one in the original Earthbound. It's more like Ness's inner world. And this is a very cool area. Very interesting. Visually. So the mom and sister are here as like a store and storage because, you know, Ness is on his own for this section. But basically, this is just a really fancy dungeon at the end of the day. Which is nice, because I was complaining about how the dungeons are too samey. And the game, you know, near the end is like, okay, let's do some fun stuff then. So there's a ton of NPCs here to talk to, a bunch of just weird stuff to walk around and look at. And there's Everdread up there. Oh, thanks, dude, I guess. Chee. Oh, Net was a quiet small town, wasn't it? Look at the sun. Face the sun and smile. Puddings and pendants. So you can get a lot of, you can get a good healing item and a decent pendant. Though, honestly, you might have better versions of it on all of your characters by now. Unless I'm misremembering which one it is. There's one that gives you 3 different types of defenses, and I think there's just a better version of it that you probably already have for Ness, but maybe other characters can use it? I'm trying to remember. The equipment scaling in this game is weird, to say the least. So, I figured when I bought those, I'd want them for other characters, so I bought them and then put them in storage so I'd have capacity for healing items and whatever else I needed in here. Because I really had no clue how long this place was or how dangerous it was going to be. Birdies he was hearing as a baby during that moment. You kicked my butt badly, I won't forget. So even some of the enemies we fought are gonna show up here. You destroyed my pride. Ah. Every time you talk to an NPC, the color shifts. You didn't notice. Except for these kids, apparently. I guess that'd be all his school friends. That says something about Ness, that even though Pokey is clearly a piece of shit, that his inner idea of Pokey is that he just wants to be friends. And then a younger version of yourself is like, hey, you want to do fun stuff? What? You're busy? Oh. And then we're gonna go rest to have a dream within a dream. We're going a layer deeper, essentially. If we keep doing this, we're gonna be able to rescue Laura Palmer, don't worry. And I think I get a little lost here, didn't realize there was a path at the top. And then these are basically your assistants. These flying men represent like your courage, and essentially they'll take some hits for you, kind of like a teddy bear. And they'll even fight a little bit, but you can only walk around with one of them at a time. And Buzz's tombstone. The Sea of Eden is filled with ultimate intelligence. You can't go there until you're truly ready. And then we actually have like a dangerous encounter part of the dungeon. So we'll actually be fighting some enemies here. A lot of them are like stage magic themed, I guess would be a way to put it, or gambling themed. Because it's Magicant. But yeah, this just becomes like a little maze. And at the end of it, we can touch this root to progress. This puts us in a weird swamp-like area, but with the cool hue shift effect. Have to fight some Kraken-style enemies with just Ness, basically. Shows you how much stronger you get, how exponential the power boost is for spells. Not stats, but for spells. Also, I think this thing is just designed not to be that strong. It could also be the pendant reducing the damage from its elemental attacks. I don't know, but they weren't very tough. And there's another Mani Mani statue. I'm the evil part of your brain. You can't beat me because you are the one that created me, or something like that. So the Mani Mani statue is representing your dark side. Youch. So it doesn't hit terribly hard, but like enough for one person to be worrying, right? Okay, it's got a psychic shield that prevents us from using Psy Rocking as well. I think the idea here is that they're using the Mani Mani statue to represent it, to make sure that you got it in your head that the characters that were acting terrible under its influence, like, that was just like, Ness could have just as easily been the person that fell prey to it, right? Because it's feeding on something inside those characters that everyone's got. I assume that's the symbolism of using the Mani Mani statue for that. And there, we just took mortal damage from our own favorite spell. But we have a max life ability we can cast to reverse it. Since we only have one command to enter, it's actually pretty easy to heal ourselves to prevent it from killing us. We're basically swinging at this thing until we get a crit. As basically, once you crit this thing, you'll kill it. I don't know if it's just... it's probably got enough HP that, like, approximately a smash attack will kill it. There we went. Ness heard a familiar voice at the center of the Sea of Eden. Giygas' goal is to destroy you. Listen carefully. Everything in the universe could be destroyed at the hands of Giygas. But he and his followers are also in trouble. The Apple of Enlightenment has foretold that Giygas' attempt will fail. It's because of the existence of a boy named Ness. That's me. Listen. Free your mind and know what you must do. Your destiny has already been decided. You, I, where should we go? You know deep within the reaches of your mind. Saturn. Saturn Valley, yes. Go to the valley where Mr. Saturn lives. You'll get something new there. Soon Magicant will be no more. We must be quick. Ness really heard his own voice. Go to Saturn Valley. Go to it now. And then you're gonna get the mother of all power-ups in an RPG. Speed up by 5, vitality by 5, guts by 5, luck by 5, speed by 5, IQ by 5, vitality by 5, luck by 5, guts by 5, IQ by 5, speed by 5, guts by 5, luck by 5, IQ by 5, speed, luck, up. Your mind cleared and realized he had possessed great power. His psychic power is radically improved, and you gain enough experience that's probably enough to max you out, I'm guessing, if you weren't already. So yeah, your character just gets an absolute. He absorbed the power of the land into his heart. So yeah, like, they make sure that you at least have Ness prepared for the final battle by doing this, no matter how little extra grinding you had done. Then we get this cool little montage. And we end up where our friends are. Soundstone that Ness used to have is gone now. What happened, Ness? You've been unconscious for a long time. You kept saying something. Saturn Valley? What's waiting for us there? Anyway, we need to go. So we need to go teleport to Saturn Valley now. I'm not sure what'll happen, but I sense some big time trouble ahead. So it looks like all the smarties got together and made this phase distorter. Instantaneous travel from space and time. In the prototype, you can only travel to different points within the same time period. So we're gonna try to hunt down our enemies. The prototype got stolen, though. So they made a new one. And obviously it's Pokey that stole the prototype. It doesn't work. One thing is missing. The material from a meteorite that fell when he was younger. Ah, but we know where a meteorite fell. So we have to return to 1-et and go get some material from the meteor. And there's new gear in the Saturn shops. Basically, time to cap ourselves out before the final battle. If we haven't already. And when we go to 1-et, it's nighttime, and we got the creepy alien music playing. And we basically have to walk back up to where that meteor fell at the beginning of the game. Which is actually kind of a distance. Dum ba bum ba bum. We can check in at Ness's house while we're here too. Oh, Ness, you finally showed up. There's plenty of creepy monsters running around. The townspeople were barricaded in their homes, but I'm fine, but a bit scared. Sure, let's have some steak. At this point, you guys might be the strongest force in the world. And I thought there'd be a boss fight here, but no, literally you just talk to it and you'll get the item. A little anticlimactic, actually. Then we return to Saturn Valley, and we give this to the doctor. And then I guess I go to save. I don't know. It's kind of, I cut this like a week ago, so I don't remember exactly what my edits were. I've been having a lot of trouble finding some good time to actually record the post-commentary. It's slower than just doing the live streams, to be honest. Basically, we're told, this is your point of no return. But fuck it, we ball. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. So, in the underworld, we could have actually wandered into this cave, but we were on the far right and couldn't reach anything else. So you can get a little preview of this. I don't think I kept footage of that because it didn't serve a purpose. And hey, the old elder showed up just in time to teach Pooh a new ability, I believe. Psy Starstorm Omega, which is really expensive. And this was the prototype that got kidnapped. So right to the right there, that's where the cave in the underground could have led here. But there's nothing here. All that we can find is the old Mr. Saturn and the destroyed prototype. But wait, another phase distorter. The real one has been completed. So now we're gonna have to go back in time. You must warp to the past and fight, but we were there too. This is very hard for me to tell you, but in order to defeat Giygas, who's attacking from the past, you must warp to the past. This can be done by the Phase Distorter 3. However, the machine cannot warp living life forms. Life is demolished in the process of time warping. We have to transfer your brain program as a program into a robot. So we're gonna fucking eat. We're gonna like have our bodies be in a form of weird stasis death, while our mind has been transferred into program data. Let's not go over if that actually just straight up kills the characters or not. We're not sure. Pretty kind of terrifying idea to have to do this. What is even happening? Are they drilling for their fucking head? What are they doing? What's this noise? Ness, Paula, Pooh, Jeff, my son. There's no turning back now. Activate the Phase Distorter 3, thereby following your own destiny. Only a few people know of your courage. I feel very fortunate to be present at the beginning of this undertaking. And then we teleport to the past with our new robot bodies. I don't know what would have happened. You said you weren't ready. Were they going to let you walk around in the robot form in present day? That doesn't seem like it'd happen. I bet they'd just say, well, it's too late now. All right. So now we're a bunch of boxy robots, freaking Cartman Awesemo style. And, okay. We got a bunch of tough fights while doing this. All of these enemies can hit, like, really, really hard. Which is fine. It's the final dungeon. My only real problem with it is near the end, they cluster like 9 encounters, like down a narrow hallway, and it's the kind of thing to just like. This is why random encounters wouldn't have made any difference at all, because you set stuff up like this. Like, there's no difference if you still make me fight like 9 fights in a row. But yeah, these guys can do mortal damage to Paula, is the most annoying thing. Her HP just isn't high enough to survive these hits without ending the fight quickly. And we're doing it again. Now, the thing that I noticed, looking at the footage back there when we got the last Soundstone, is when Ness was in that black and white area where he was going up the trail, I didn't realize it's identical to, like, the final dungeon. Like, obviously the environment's different, but it's the same path, and it leads to the same thing. It's just that what's at the end of the path is different, but there's already so much overt symbolism in the final doorway that, like, it isn't very hard to bridge the gap there. Let's push a little bit farther ahead here, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, just maybe backtrack to that little scene and look at it again. So yeah, this is like open legs, like back to the womb, because it's like your house and talking to your mom in the memory thing here. Like, you could see the womb idea just doing this. It's just that the actual trail going back to your baby memories in the house of your mom and dad is like, those things actually do overlap. So yeah, then you get this really crazy, creepy, bioorganic looking thing. And also Ness is in the house of that memory. And as we go to talk to Giygas here, we actually see Ness's face reflected in Giygas before the fight starts. So I do think those two things are supposed to overlap, the similarity. And then we get, like, the coolest thing in the game, which is this final boss section, which is way more adventurous than a lot of the rest of the game. And Pokey's just here to be evil. He was just a shit kid from the beginning, and now he's just going to work alongside not even what he thinks is an evil overlord. He's pretty sure it's just fucking elemental evil at this point. Giygas is no longer the wielder of evil. He's become the embodiment of evil itself, which he cannot control on his own. You can see Ness reflected in it. And I think there's some... So Pokey here is the real target in this first fight, while Giygas is going to do some supporting things. When I think about it, it's kind of like in the Magic Ant, like the last thing you do before you go into that grayscale walk to the house, to the baby memory, is you fight your inner evil. So it's almost like Giygas is an entity that probably influenced Ness to become psychic in the first place. Like, they might have had some kind of linkage there, but Ness had his family around him to overcome his basic evilness, and Giygas did not. And therefore, this is what comes of Giygas. I'm only saying this because I feel like there's a little bit of a leap there because of what Giygas' story is in Earthbound 1, which is basically the prototype here, which also involves an alien getting raised by kids and stuff like that. So I feel like there's a little bit of that idea still in here. And so it's just like, it's just supposed to be your foil. Like, your nature and your nurture kind of meeting each other. And Ness had the nurture to overcome that inner evil, and Giygas did not. And so he was just consumed by it. That's why I think the path to Giygas matches the path to Ness's cradle memory. Because it's the difference between the two of them. But, you know, they don't state a lot of stuff overtly about this final boss. It's hard to tell. But the fact that Giygas looks like a weird fetus in the phase after this also plays into that, right? Plays into that idea. I don't know. I could be way off. These are just the ideas I put together from what I'm seeing in front of me. Weird that Pokey's like this weird, like, gray zombie color. But yeah, we're combining the psychic shield and the power shield to try to block as many attacks as possible. Ness just does straight up more damage by using a guts pill and swinging and smashing, but Rockin's okay. You just gotta watch out for the things that are getting reflected. This is the last fight where those bottle rockets can actually be useful, so just use them all with Jeff. And have Pooh kind of just fill in what's needed. Obviously, Ness is gonna drop a full heal when it's really necessary, but I don't think this fight is truly that hard. It's just kind of a cinematic fight. As long as you're using your tools, you'll be okay. The Psychic Shield stops the Psy rocking. Also, Giygas has your unique Psy ability. So, again, it's that shared background, but also the differentiating factor, I think. Also, here's an idea. When you're in Ness's magic hand, he sees Pokey as a person that deep down wants to be his friend. Whereas the Pokey that's interacting with Giygas is degenerating into, like, pure evil. So there's another contrasting factor, right? And you think about it, everything else in the game, Pokey has just been kind of a dipshit. Like a rich, kind of smart dipshit. But overt evil? I don't know about that. We don't really have any proof that he's the one that's, like, corrupting these other adults. He might just be bum-fucking his way through and just happening to show up in town along the same time as the Monty Monty statue. Because Pokey didn't give that Monty Monty statue to Morelli. Everdread did. Everdread's the one he said he sold it to him, right? So Pokey just happened to show up afterwards and take advantage of him. I don't know. So here we get to a cool section. Isn't this terrifying? I'm terrified too. Giygas cannot think rationally anymore, and he isn't even aware of what he's doing now. His own mind was destroyed by his incredible power. What an almighty idiot. That's what he is. And you will be just another meal to him. So here comes the cool part of the fight, where he's kind of like just this background image. And the bottle rocket's not working is about as clear a message as you can get. Now you're going to be free to do whatever you want in this fight, and it's just not going to work. I actually did this fight for quite a while before I realized I needed to try something different. I thought maybe it was a battle of attrition at first. Like you just have to last long enough. But that didn't seem to do it. And so, by the time I was low on resources, Ness. By the time I was low on resources, I finally just started trying something different. But we're going to try for a bit. We're going to let this play out a little bit of me just trying and failing to accomplish anything in the fight. I'm like, well, he's got 255 defense, so I'll lower the defense. 255 probably being the maximum value in the game. Ness, you cannot grasp the true form of his attacks. Now, obviously, if you play this as a kid, it'd be really creepy. At least the defense tower is pretty good. It's another one of those items we built with Jeff near the end of the game. Now, eventually here, we're going to have a cut, and you'll notice that our resources are way more depleted. And this is when I finally got the idea to just try something I hadn't tried yet. Here's me just going through my options, trying to figure out what I could be doing. The game does tell you brain shock works. But yeah, now I'm trying to boost stats. I was like, well, maybe I make up the number difference. Maybe I get rid of a shield. Nope, nope, and nope. Oh, by the way, epilepsy warning for anyone that has the problems with that. This fight, right now, it doesn't look like it, but it's going to get that way, right? I don't know how much I'm going to like staring at this while I'm doing commentary, to be honest. It's cool looking, but it definitely would trip the flags for anybody that has to worry about that, so don't let it get you. All right. So now, we're gonna have to try something different. And Paula's got this pray ability that I honestly didn't even notice in the menu for a long time. So we're gonna give that a shot. Because the game does give you a hint. When Pokey's fighting you in the first phase, he's like, what are you gonna do? Call for your mom? Somebody help us. And here you can see the other scientists getting back after we left. So, like most Super Nintendo RPGs that came out, we have to start getting the power of all of our friends and family. This happens... Does this happen in every Super Nintendo RPG? Damn near every one of them that are significant. But this is actually the only way to damage Giygas, and as you can see, basically his image tile set got reduced and then tiled over, so you can actually see it a little bit more clearly. It's like a weird, like, fetus looking thing. But every turn we're going to pray with Paula while defending with everyone else, or at least healing Paula to keep her alive. And here's the Runway 5, our buddies. Only with the power of the Blues Brothers can we defeat this elemental evil fetus. Suddenly, one of the Runway 5 felt something and stop him, and he prayed fervently for the safety of Ness and his allies. And the damage done to Giygas increases with each time we pray. By an order of magnitude, actually. Speed this prayer to all the people of the earth. And here I believe it's Paula's family in the orphanage. Was it an orphanage or was it a school? It might have been a school. Either way, Paula's family. Thought he heard his daughter's voice and prayed sincerely for the safety of Paula and her friends. Kaboom! 102 damage to Giygas. I'm happy. Ness, 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 Ness. You cannot grasp the true form of his attack. Yeah, Giygas starts having a freaking breakdown here. I think he's already had the breakdown. He's just, I don't know, the last vestiges of mind remaining in it? I don't know. Obsessed with Ness. And then we got all of Jeff's friends. There's Tony. Hey everybody, Jeff needs our help. Oh! Suddenly, Tony felt anxious about Jeff. He prayed strongly for the safety of Jeff and his friends. Kaboom! 207 damage. Ness. Oh, go back. Go back. Go back to the womb or something. I don't know. Go back to that childhood. And next, who we have helping us? But of course, it is Pooh's friends. All the girls in the village that like Pooh want to help him. A young woman in Dalam woke from a dream in which young Prince Pooh died. She began to pray for the well-being of Pooh and his friends. It's not even like his father, it's literally all the girls that have a crush on him. That one's funny. 402 HP of damage. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. I'm happy. Friends. Yeah, Giygas doesn't have any of that. Yeah. I think I'm actually pretty spot on with what I think what I said before. It might be pretty spot on here, actually. Just going back and watching this and doing commentary on it, like, oh yeah, this is all about the things that Giygas doesn't have that differentiates it from Ness. Suddenly, Frank recalled Ness's shining young face, and this was the gangster in the backyard that we fought at the beginning of the game. Now he's praying. Now of all people, he's trying to help us. 918 damage. Nice hit, Frank. We're kind of running out of people, aren't we? Here we go, and then we got Ness's family. Even the dog. Suddenly, Ness's mother felt terribly uneasy, and she began to pray for the safety of her son and his friends. Kaboom! 1600 damage. And that causes the next transition. And that just scrambles Giygas. He don't know what to do now. It hurts Ness. Ness. Yeah, that was the one that made him go completely loco. So this is definitely the epilepsy unfriendly part of the fight. He's going for, oh, by the way, his color scheme is a spectrogram. I'm saying this because I'm literally looking at my audio recording spectrograms like, oh yeah, that's the colors they use for a spectrogram. Paula's call was absorbed by the darkness. So Paula prayed and nothing happened. Someone, can you hear me? Please give us strength. Paula and her friends' calls touched the heart of K.W. Known prayed for the kids, having never even met them before. 2,832 damage. Known kept praying. 5,388 damage. Known kept praying. 13,550 damage. Known kept praying. 25,800 damage. Well, that should do it. That oughta take him out. Ness, now well, it's gonna seem like I'm running away. But perhaps I'll just sneak away to another era to think about my next plan. It's a good bet that we'll see each other again. Alright, I'll be seeing ya. So now, which one of us do you think is the cool guy? Yeah, you can definitely see it's like a baby picture. Like, you know, when you're getting a picture of a baby in the tummy. Yeah, it's super obvious when you look at it that way. Yeah, that's definitely a baby. Like, look at the negative space. Look at the black. Super obvious. Yep, and that is not good for anyone to look at. I don't care who you are, that's not good for anyone to look at. But yeah, I feel like I had a more interesting conversation about that last fight than I've had for almost the entire rest of the game, which is a problem. It is a problem. The last thing it leaves you with is definitely the best thing in the game. The war against Giygas is over, which is cool, but boy, does it make the rest of the game feel even worse to me. I don't know. Like, why couldn't we take that good-ass energy and used it for most of the game? I don't know. Then again, that's pretty much what every good RPG that says it's got an Earthbound reference actually does, which is probably why I like them more. But our souls have escaped the metal shells we sent to the past, and it looks like we in fact will be surviving this encounter. And last but not least, hey, we all made it back. Happy ending. Our travels together end here. I must return to Dalam and use this experience for the good of my country. Ness, Paula, Jeff, let me demonstrate a strange power before I go. I realized this power as a child. Sigh, farewell. I'll see you again someday. Boom, have some presents. Jeff gives us a hug. Paula, Ness, it was great to hang out with you guys. It really was. I'm glad that I had the chance to use some of the theories that I've been studying so hard. It's remarkable. If, just maybe, well, if you two get hitched someday, maybe I'll be the one that fixes your broken electronic appliances. I'm gonna stay here for a while and see if I can learn more from Dr. Andonauts. I mean, from my dad. So it looks like this is goodbye for now, my friends. Ness, will you escort me home? Sure. I'll miss all of you, but I have to go back to being just a regular kid. Well, I gotta get going. All right, so, you know, if you play Deltarune, this is the same idea. You're gonna get a chance to walk around throughout the world and say goodbye to a bunch of different NPCs and stuff like that before you end the game. We also get these letters, which we can read here. And why not? Dear Paula, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm fine too. Me also, me also. It's all the different kids. Your friends at... It's a preschool, that's what it was. Right, it was hard to remember. Hey, dear Jeff, everything's going really great here. I wish I could have gone on your adventure, at least just part of the way. Tony's waiting. Don't show this letter to anyone. Well, too late. Dear Ness, how are you? Since you left home on your journey, things have changed around here. I don't have as much laundry. We don't make as much steak as usual. Or you defeated some universal evil character. What was it? Googie or something like that? Well, that sounds really great. I want to hear the details when you get home. So, yep, we can go around talking to get everyone here. Now, obviously, I'm not going to have on footage here of us talking to every single NPC in the game, because guess what? I didn't do that. I talked to NPCs along the way, because not a lot of crazy ones that I was super excited to hear back from. I think Deltarune actually does this better by doing it per chapter. Right? I think having an epilogue per chapter in Deltarune makes it nice, because then you remember the NPCs more. They're more relevant. But yeah, we have the freedom to do this. But let's go to... Was it Tucson? Is that where Paula's preschool is? And go drop her off. You two make such a nice couple. So I do talk to some people, but just not the whole set. Kidnapping's wrong. Sure is. The boogie is back. It's the Runway 5's night. Poochie Fudd? Ness, thank you for escorting me home. There was something I wanted to tell you, but I've forgotten it. I'm sure I'll remember by the time I see you again. Well, I guess this is it. Goodbye. So long. See ya. Bye. How very elementary school. Or middle school. What are they? 12? I don't know. I'm just here talking to Paula's family and stuff. Paula's mom's like, yep, I'll start making some steaks so you can come over. You can sleep on the living room couch instead of the one in the den. I don't even know what that difference that is supposed to make. It's one room closer? Is that the difference? I don't even understand what the difference is there. Alright, so we made it back home. Why don't we check out Pokey's house, since he's disappeared. There's just this dude here. So, it seems like Pokey's mom is cheating on their dad, or kicked him out of the house. I don't know. My husband is also gone. Oh yeah, this is Mr. Pretty Man. He always has great advice. And there's Pokey's brother, who is perfectly fine. Haven't seen you in a while. You look cool. I'm nowhere near as cool as you. I mean, he's different from his brother. He knows the batting order. Ness picked up the receiver. We can call our dad here. I don't need to tell you that anymore. Next week will be your birthday, Ness. I'm trying very hard to be home for that big day. I'll be sure to get you a good present. I've been following your adventures closely, but I want to hear them about you from person. You seem more mature over the phone. Okay, dude. Well, you become such a strong young man. I'd like to hear all your stories, but I don't want to annoy you. Once you're ready, come back and talk to me, basically. Once you're ready to stop wandering around, come back and tell me. Because as you probably guessed, the pictures from that guy are in a photo album for us to look at in the credits. Goody, my brother's back. You've got a lot of catching up to do for your school work. Yuck. Hey, did my company help you out? I've saved some money. We'll do the lunch thing sometime. Just a little professional. So no, you don't go to bed. You go just talk to your mom again in order to get the ending started. There we go. Let's take a look at the photo album. So I guess I'll start with some final comments here. Earthbound was cool looking, had some good humor, had some cool music. I do think it's just an alright RPG. I think it's just alright. And it definitely has a much better ending than it does mid-game. The beginning is alright, the mid-game is bad, and the ending is good. I do think it's worth playing. Some people, I can definitely see some people who would really love this. I love when the game takes its time with stuff, with like the music and the traveling and stuff like that. The theming's cool. Obviously, it was more unique back when it happened. Though again, Earthbound 1 was 5 years prior and did it back then, which I kind of find more impressive, pulling it off on the NES. I also like that Giygas was more of a character in the NES version. Like, yeah, it being this big ambiguous thing is kind of scary, but like, there's only so much. Like, I kind of have to like throw my own idea of what it could be on top of it to even talk about it, you know, which some might really like that, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an okay game. I don't think it's a great game. I'm hoping Mother 3 really steps it up. I have a feeling it does. I have the distinct feeling that a Game Boy Advance era game might know how to make up for the things that I particularly didn't like. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I sped that up a little bit, obviously. Not the full-on speed up, but like, you know. And yeah, let's take a look at our photos. Again, the game had good humor, but I think I said it a couple times in different spots, but I feel like sometimes the humor was being put above being a fun game and like actually actively annoyed me. But yeah, it's a cute game. Being cute and quirky doesn't make it like one of the best games ever made, in my personal opinion. But we will be playing Mother 3 and we will be live streaming that. I'm going to go back to live streaming that one. I'm giving that one a fresh set of eyes, a fresh chance, you know? And I hope you guys enjoyed that. That should be what happens next after all of these post-commentary videos are up. Thank you everyone who stuck with me for this playthrough. This is not usually how they go, but I'm glad we were able to put an end to this and not, you know, leave it hanging. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Don't leave yet. There's a post-credit scene. There's a post-credit scene. So, it starts like the beginning of the game. We're waking up in our pajamas. Also, this message will play, the "you've been playing too long" message in the epilogue, which I think is really funny. I'm just kind of figuring out what exactly is going on here. My status screen was messed up. Did you see that? Like, it was a little bit scrambled. Someone's knocking at the door. What an annoying knock. My land, who could be knocking on the door at this time of night? Would you check? I've got fleas sucking me dry, so I'm just gonna lie still for now. Ah, it's Pokey's brother. A letter arrived from my brother Pokey. It's addressed to Ness. There's no stamp, and it's not time for the mailman to come. Anyway, I brought it over. It says, "Come and get me, loser. Spankety, spankety, spankety." I wonder where he is. Oh man, what a stinger. I don't think Mother 3 involves Ness at all, so it's just a weird, humorous little stinger. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. We'll be playing some Mother 3.